I'm Avi, this is Toby, and we are your Kosher Wine Guys. And welcome to the inaugural, very first edition of the Canadian Kosher Wine Review.
Hi everyone.
Happens to be we're on the first day of Hanukkah, a great day to inaugurate a new venture, the Canadian Wine Review.
Happy Hanukkah.
Today here we are going to be looking at 4 wines. 3 of them are from the Upper Galilee region of Israel, and we're going to contrast that to one French wine, which we're going to start off with. This is a Baron Edmond Benjamin de Rothschild. What kind of wine is it, Toby?
It is a left bank Bordeaux, an AOC from Haut Medoc, which makes it Cab and Merlot based, and we're going to have some fun tasting and drinking.
Okay.
And argue about whether or not we spit.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look. So first of all, the color of this wine is, it's lost most of its purple color, meaning that it has some age to it. This is a 2011. It's more to the ruby side, I would say. It's got very good clarity, and...
Let's see if we can make Toby happy.
Okay, let's see what's on the nose here.
Definitely red fruit.
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying the nose. It's opened up a bit as we've stood here. I'm definitely getting wood, not necessarily over oaked. I don't feel like I've been sucking on a board, or from the nose standpoint.
So that's one thing that I think is important for us to talk about, that we both don't really like an over oaked wine.
It's true.
When a wine is aged for a long time in brand new oak barrels, it really imparts a very strong oak flavor.
Which you'll get vanilla, wood, a little bit of sweetness from.
Mm-hmm. So you'll get that often in California wines in particular. They use a lot of oak. This one, on the other hand, is a little bit more, that's one aspect of the old world style, that the blending and the balancing is more subtle. So there's a little bit of oak very well balanced in this wine.
More fruit forward, like Avi said, red fruits, forest fruits, blueberries, cherries.
A little spicy, a little peppery on the nose.
There is a pepper there on the nose, actually. Yeah. On the end of the nose, there's definitely the wood, but there's also a vegetal play. We should tell you we have tasted a little bit of it as it's opened up. I got the vegetal play a little bit before, a little bit of greenery, which I happen to like as well.
I'm smelling some bell pepper on the nose, which could be coming from the Cabernet, but let's just say before we taste this, the color is gorgeous. It's faded from purple because I guess of its age. It's already this is a 2011. Very clear, beautiful looking wine. Okay.
From an education standpoint, guys, your nose is there for a reason. Don't be afraid to stick it right in the glass when you're nosing. You want to make sure to get the full effect. You'll see people do this. I don't know what they're doing. Get your nose in there, fill your nose with it, enjoy it. If you're not nosing your wine, you're missing half the experience. Let's give it a try. Chaim?
Okay, fine.
It's actually got a little bit more tannic as it's been open, drier, a little bit more mouthfeel, which again to me is important. To me, wine is a total sensory experience. So we want to get that nose in, the smell. We want to get the taste in. We want to try to invoke as many senses as you can to really enjoy the experience of wine.
So I would say this is a medium-bodied wine. Agreed. A medium-bodied wine. And the first thing that comes to mind with this wine is it's extremely well balanced.
Agreed.
That means we have a very, very nice level of acidity, which is what gives a wine its tart flavor. It's not too overpowering, but it's there enough to make it interesting.
And acidity helps with food. You don't want to lose the wine into the food, so the acidity helps with the pairings with what you're eating. The front palate is a little bit light, which is not a bad thing necessarily, especially for a first tasting. It's got a mid palate that sits with you for a bit afterwards, which is nice. I'm getting on the mid palate the lighter style fruits, not the jams, not the plums, but a little bit of the cherry, and then it's still sitting with me. I've still got it on the back palate, some of the heavier flavors, the jams, and maybe some of that vegetal play, like Avi said, the red peppers. I'm enjoying it.
Very, very long finish. I would say because of the balance of this wine, and it has that fruit, has some dark fruit, some light fruit. It has a little bit of acidity, a little bit of wood flavor. It's a very nice wine for someone who doesn't really enjoy the overpowering flavors of a pure Cabernet Sauvignon, or of a very strong oaked wine.
When you taste a wine like this and you see Cabernet on the label, do not think California Cabernet. This is not your punch in the mouth experience where at the end you're almost going to be tired and it's going to dismiss any food you eat. This is a food-friendly wine. It's balanced. As a side note, we're not going to be rating wines by any number or any sort of rating scale. I think that's unfair to the wine and to you. We're going to hopefully give you a sensory experience to what we feel, and then hopefully that will either match what you as the viewer want to go enjoy, or at least lead you into an experience of tasting your own wines.
Sure.
By the way, as a side note, this is a Mevushal wine. Avi, can you explain what the Mevushal process means?
Sure. Mevushal is just means that it has been brought up to a certain temperature, as if it was cooked. Nowadays, I don't think any modern winery would really cook wine so that it's boiled up to a certain point. It's all done through flash pasteurization. Depending on which sheet that you hold by, it could be up to 80 degrees or up to 92 degrees. But really, it has very little effect on the wine generally. Some people who have a very finely tuned palate claim to be able to understand the difference and taste the difference between a Mevushal and non-Mevushal wine, but I don't think so. I don't think there's much of a difference. In any case, I would closing comments on this wine. I would say that I would prefer that this wine had some more old world characteristics. I don't taste a lot of terroir in this wine.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and so especially for this type of contrasting, it doesn't have the earthy characteristics that I would be looking for. But having said that, awesome wine, very smooth, very balanced, a good wine for really anybody who maybe might feel a little bit intimidated by a very strong, powerful Cabernet.
And for our viewers, what's the price range of this wine?
This wine, here in Toronto, the regular price is $45.
So reasonable.
Reasonable, a little on the high end.
On the upper end, but reasonable.
But reasonable, yeah. Okay, cheers.